Now, since my last video, there has been two preseason games, and honestly, before the last one, I was very excited to talk about some Sixers. And of course, Paul George got hurt against the Hawks. And honestly, it was very scary because the injury, itself sounds really horrible. It's a knee injury, especially when you're in your 30s. You never want to hear a knee injury. But as of now, reports say he's fine. Just a bone on bruise injury. So, yeah, they're going to reevaluate next week. So once they give us a report, I will report it as well. So yeah, that's good news. But it just sucks because he was playing really well in these preseason games. And, you want to have that momentum, right? To go into the regular season and start the regular season with the full team. I don't think he's going to be playing on opening night as of now. So, that just sucks. But I want to go over what I saw from him in the short time he was available. He seemed to be a very good offensive player, right? Offensively, I think we knew what we were going to get out of Paul George, a guy who was very smooth, great ball handle, can shoot the three, shoot the mid-range, and can also drive to the paint. He's a three-level scorer. He's no real weaknesses on the offensive end. Now, when you look at defense, I saw such great potential from many lineups that you can have next to a Paul George. You could put a Caleb Martin and a Kelly Oubre, which I saw this a couple times in the preseason with Kelly Oubre and Caleb, especially them playing a zone and just playing front two and getting a lot of deflections and getting a lot of steals. I think when you add a Paul George to that, having three lengthy forwards, that really just, especially in playoff time where length is really needed and physicality is very much needed in the game. It affects the other team, right? We've seen it time and time again, right? We went against the Raptors with Siakam, Kawhi Leonard, OG Anunoby. They've had length, right? The Knicks, length. Finally we have length to combat other teams with that. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what we can do with certain lineups with Paul George on the floor. But there's other players who played really well, and I want to start and talk about my guy, Jared McCain. I think Jared McCain excelled all expectations that I thought he was going to play like. I thought he definitely was not going to play any regular season minutes, and it's looking like he may get some time. He may be your backup point guard, which is amazing to say, and that just shows the hard work that he's put in and the leadership around him, right? Like Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey. For a rookie to come in and feel very comfortable, and we see Jared McCain dribbling the ball against Derek White, right? Drew Holiday. Like, he's playing against NBA talent. And yes, it's preseason. It's not regular season, or it's not playoff games or playoff ball. But you can tell, right, when you go against competition and Jared McCain is not looking like a rookie against pro veteran players, I mean, that says something. And, the confidence of Jared McCain is something that it's new, right? We never really had a rookie to come in here, maybe besides Embiid, but Embiid didn't really play his first couple of years. Didn't really have a rookie that had this confidence and then shot the ball well, right? We went from Matisse Thybulle, a guy who wasn't really able to shoot the ball well until we traded him, and he's still horrible at shooting threes. Markelle Fultz, who forgot to shoot threes. Ben Simmons never shot three. Like, Ricky Council is now shooting more threes, but Jared McCain is coming in as a rookie who is a dead-eye shooter. So I'm very excited to see what he can do with this lineup. And adding him into this roster is very exciting to see what he can do. Now, I talk about Maxey a lot, but Maxey is going to be playing a very important role this year, and that is carrying the load in the regular season. Right? Joel Embiid is not going to be playing. Like, he's probably going to be playing half of the games of the season. He's probably going to play like 40-some. Paul George may play like 50. I mean, I'm very scared about this injury. Tyrese Maxey is going to have to play at least 70 games this season. Like, and he can't get hurt. And which is a lot of pressure, because that could also get him to get hurt, right? Getting an ankle injury or a hamstring injury that could be, ongoing throughout the season. That could suck. So, winning games is very important in the regular season, but also maintaining your injuries and making sure your players are able to be 100% in the playoffs. So that is going to be a very, important task that Nick Nurse is going to have to fill, that he's going to have to pay attention and pay mind of Maxey's minutes. Is he going to be playing 40 minutes every single game in the regular season and then expect him to play 50 minutes in the playoffs? That is something that you have to keep in mind of. But Maxey's a G. I'm always going to have my faith in Maxey. And there's other players that I think can help him with this load, and Yabusele, a guy who can come off the bench and honestly put up some big numbers. Like, he can probably give you a 15-point game every other game. I feel like he can drop 15 points. I think he can average a cool 10 points per game if he's given that opportunity. And I think he will. I think our team is very deep this year. We have already a couple of injuries with Paul George and Embiid, a guy who probably isn't going to be playing, like I said, after the season. So Drummond is going to have a lot of playing time, and a guy who gets to prove himself as one of the best backups in the league. He gets to be a starter for half of this season, and I'm excited for that, and I think he's going to be able to pick up that role, right? He's going to be able to get some rebounds, but we also have another backup center in Bona, right? Bona can get more playing time if on the games that Drummond is starting. Bona's going to be our backup most likely. And, I'm excited to see what he can do with that, unless we're using Yabusele as a center, right? There's a lot of different rotations and lineups that you can use. Kelly Oubre, he might have to take a bigger step when Paul George is out. He's going to have to become more of a scorer. Caleb Martin, same thing. So, yeah, our team is very deep. I'm very excited to see what we can do. We have a game later tonight at 7 o'clock. Very excited. Definitely no Paul George after the injury. So, yeah, man, we'll see what we can do. I'll drop a video next time there's, some news or something to talk about. But, yeah, I'm excited for the season. Hope you guys are too. I'll catch y'all, man. Peace.